Boom. What's up, YouTube? Let me turn this off before we get a copyright strike, or a copyright notice, that is. Little Viking Coach, what's going on, man? Are you out trucking today? I hadn't seen any of your videos lately, but I've been wide open, hadn't been watching a lot or making too much. But I expect that's going to be changing soon. This is some good coffee, people. And check out my cup. I did not buy a kitty cat cup. What's it say? I meow you. But prior to me requesting a larger cup, here at the hotel, this is there's dishes, and I can cook on a stove, make my French press and stuff. But it came with some dishes. And this is the coffee cup, which I don't think this is a coffee cup. This is more of a tea cup. One of those that how do you do it? You stick your finger out when you drink it. But I just wanted to go live since I hadn't in a while, see what's up with you guys. I'm here in the room, and I guess I'm doing a reset today. I've got less than 3 hours left on my 70-hour clock. For those of you that hadn't, kept up with what's going on, there's a global pandemic going on, the coronavirus, COVID-19, and a lot of businesses are shut down. We're hearing rumors that the economy may be opening back up. I don't know, sometime in the near future. The governors of all the states are deciding now. I don't know, but my normal load, when I switched to driving local, didn't last very long because I was with the doing the Volvo account, taking their leather interior down there. And I hadn't been to South Carolina in a month now. Sometime towards the end of March, I left to come up here to Indiana, which is where I am now. The company that acquired G&P at the end of last year, NFI, has an account with Aldi grocery stores. And so I'm doing grocery store deliveries. What's up, Java Joe? I am enjoying my Java Joe. That is good coffee. There's been a couple of times I went downstairs. There's free coffee down there. And I tell you, people, it ain't the same. Like, it's not even the same beverage that I'm used to. Some of you guys have seen me make it. But I prefer using this little guy to make my coffee. For those of you that don't know, it's called a French press. And there's some differences from, your typical way to make coffee in, a coffee pot with a coffee filter, and you just take some old crap coffee and put it in there and water runs through it or whatever. Well, what I like to do is get these beans. It's a little different packaging than what I've used before, or I guess maybe, I don't know. I can find this at Walmart now, but San Francisco Bay coffee beans, grind them, use the French press, and instead of the paper filter catching all the oils of the coffee bean, this is just a wire mesh, so that oil is still in there, and it's a much more flavorful coffee. Very good stuff, people. But let's check the comments. I've got a few little notes, a few little things I'm going to talk about a little bit, and then we'll wrap this up. This isn't going to be a long video. But speaking of video, I did make one called Grocery Delivery that shows a little bit, just a little bit. It ain't like some full-on training video or anything. It's mainly a fun video. It's got some music in it. It's funny. Like, you can never please everybody. So I don't even try. But in the comments of it, one person made some kind of comment, man, use some different music. That music sucks, because it was a mashup of Staying Alive and It's Getting Hot in Here. And then the very next comment was like, I love your music choice. Go figure, huh? I guess I'll just do what I do, and everybody else can just have their opinion on it. But to be all honest, most people probably won't even see it. What was I opening up this for? Oh yeah, to check your comments. Because I don't like when I watch back on the replay and I'm doing all this looking at the phone. But I can go to the iPad. Oops. Look at there. Trucker Jim's live. Trucker Jim's live. Okay, let's turn. Okay, let's turn. Here we go. All right, Little Viking Coach is in the house, and Jerry Christensen, the smooth operator, Jim Dunn. What's up, other Jim? D-Man. He works Little Viking Coach works Tuesday through Friday. That's like part-time work, ain't it, Little Viking? Shadow Wolf. What's going on, Rick Curry? Man, we hadn't talked. Or is that Rick Curry? He's some kind of wolf, is his name. Andrew saying, "What's up, Jim? Nice to see you still on the ground. And crazy weather last week didn't keep you down." It has been interesting weather here in Indiana. It is absolutely gorgeous outside, but we have had some extremely windy days. There was one day it got up into like the low 80s, and then the very next day it was in the high 30s. I mean, that's knocking on the door of like a 50-degree change in temperature. What do you think happened that day when we had such a rapid change in temperature? We had storms. Actually, there was tornadoes in the area. I was in the warehouse loading up my trailer, and a couple of the girls from the office came running through, tornado outside, tornado outside. And we all, hurried into the locker rooms. We were only in there about 15 minutes, and then it passed. There was no damage outside, but in parts of Indianapolis, there was significant hail, HAIL kind of hail, but no damage to the truck. Let's see. D-Man asked how Misty's doing. Let me tell you about Misty and the rock star that she is, which I originally signed up to come up here to work 3 weeks. This is my fourth week now. I'll probably be here next week. I don't know when I'm going to go back. Freaking all the plants are dying at home. Probably food's going bad in the refrigerator. I don't even know what the yard looks like. I cut the grass, I don't know, a week or so before I came, but that was a month ago. So I'm sure it's pretty tall. But Misty, she's a nurse, an awesome nurse. She's got a master's degree in nursing. She could teach nursing. She really knows her stuff. She's been a nurse for over a decade. But with the global pandemic going on, she she's up in Connecticut at a hospital that is strictly COVID-19 patients. That's all that's there. And I mean, I can't help but to be a little worried about her because, hell, she's in a hospital full of COVID-19 patients. And this thing's supposed to be crazy contagious. But every time I talk to her on the phone, she's got goggles on, a face shield, a mask and gloves and some kind of outfit over her scrubs. So they're taking precautions. But she's working, 12 hours a day, sometimes more, because she's in like a leadership role with the nurses up there. So she has to do reports, and people die every day up there. And I mean, I can only imagine, you know, like I get a little worked up when I have, a rack of eggs turnover that I have to pick up. But, she's around a lot of death and sick people. I don't think anyone's checked out and recovered since she's been there, but she's signed up for 4 weeks in Connecticut, and then there's like an evaluation, and I think the plan is she's going to New York after that. So everybody, please say a prayer for our friend Misty. Thinking about you if you're watching this, Misty, and we should talk later. Let's see. Have you tried AeroPress? I have not tried AeroPress. I have heard that term, but I really don't know what that is. I'll have to Google it. Bruce Taylor says, "My boy loved the video as usual." Well, I'm glad, man. There's a guy named Slim that's a driver at GMP. He was featured briefly in this, but he's got a son named Curtis that's really likes the videos. But Slim has to like watch it before because sometimes my language may getting out of control and I say some bad words and he'll say, "Daddy, he said a bad word." He's like, "Yeah, he did." But I will try to keep it clean, people. Let's see. Jim Dunn says, always wanted to try French press coffee, but don't know how to make it or what you need. Can you make a video about it? Are you kidding me, Jim? People, how many times have I showed how to make French press coffee in my videos? A lot. But, in the past, I haven't, it's a learning process. I know I've been clicking record and uploading videos for over 5 years, but I can't say all of it is value based content. Like, that's what here. But to answer your question, you don't have to like use a high quality, freshly ground bean like I choose to. You can use some old Maxwell House or Folders or whatever. It's I, and I like mine a little strong. But you put some coffee in, not a lot. I don't know the exact measurements of it. And then you just add hot water. Maybe give it a little stir. Let it sit for about 4 minutes. Press it down. Boom, Jim done. You got coffee. It's real simple. But they sell French presses at hell at Walmart, a lot of grocery stores, and all of them look extremely similar to this. There's a few, looks to it, but the design is the same. It's a glass, or I guess it could be a plastic cylinder with a plunger like thing that has a wire mesh that pushes the coffee grounds down so you don't have, coffee grounds all in your teeth. And it's just that simple. Little Viking Coach says, buy a coffee sock. Great for making cold brew coffee. A coffee sock? I'll have to look up coffee sock and AeroPress. It's a small world until they lose your luggage. Tony Truman, hello to you too, my friend. Jesse Paris says, just got all the account pay. Pretty good. Yeah, I got my stimulus check one day last week. That was kind of cool. And, I was reading some news a while ago about the business loans and things like that. I don't know if it was Steak and Shake or Steak Shack or something had gotten, I don't know, some big loan, but they had got funds from some other place, so they were returning theirs because that the amount of money that Congress or the government anyway had allocated for business loans for like payroll. So mass layoffs wouldn't occur. They were returning those because it'd been depleted. So a lot of small businesses, there wasn't any money for them. But they got, I don't know if it was 100. I don't remember the exact numbers, but a whole bunch of money from some other place. But I just wonder about this, the effects after we come out of this, which is my expectation. We will come out of this, but financially, you know, these loans that go out, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of business is probably going to be taken over by people who have, or companies or whatever that have money now is going to gobble up some smaller ones. It is interesting times. I guess none of us really know how all this is going to play out, but keep your head up, people. And there is opportunity in all situations. Christina has retracted her message. Justin Paris is I just read that one. And Christina, how do you like delivering Aldi? I delivered to the stores and picked up back calls for them a little over a year ago. I do like it. And there's been moments where I didn't like it one damn bit when things turned over, and I had to pick it up. But I'm learning from my mistakes, and there's a really good group of drivers up here. Some are from here in Indiana, but there's drivers from a variety of places coming up helping out with this account. The parking lot usually got about 10 trucks out there. That's all. We're all on the same team. There's no other companies up here that's helped me out understanding the loading process, what to look for things that could turn over. And a lot of times, we'll have 26 or more pallets on a load, and you can't fit all of that just putting them straight in. So you'll have to turn some to the side. But I don't know, the last few days I hadn't had to pick up anything. It takes me longer on the loading end, but That's good. That's an investment in time that doesn't cost me a lot of time at the stores having to restack and pick up stuff. So I do like it. And I'm going to go get me some groceries from Aldi here in a little bit. I cannot wait to get me some more guacamole. Most guacamole that's available in grocery stores has onions in it. TruckerJim don't like onions, not even a little bit. Never have. Maybe one day I will, but I don't. But they have their classic guacamole, which you can get in these little kind of single serving cups. There's 6 to a pack. It's perfect size. It is so good, and it's got a little jalapeno in it too, so it's got a kick. But their home style guacamole, it's kind of like everybody else's guacamole has onions in it. But I'm looking forward to getting some Aldi groceries, and I am I'm more familiar with their product line than ever before because, well, I'm loading it and delivering it every day. But Aldi has I don't know, they've got an interesting concept. The more I learn about them, the more I like them. And hopefully, I will put some videos together about more in depth as time goes on. Paul, what's up to you? Tony Truman says, "Who has Boone? Mama has Boone. And man, I miss Boone. Just like when he looks at me, I feel his love. You know what I mean? And that feels good. Oh, Booney. For those of you who don't know, Boone's my pug. Well, he's actually a Puganese, but Boone is 12 years old. When I first started trucking after I got off the trainer's truck, first time I went home, he was out on the road with me for over a year, which originally, instead of Trucker Jim's trucking journey, it was Jim and Boone's trucking journey. But after I left US Express, I hadn't been with a company that has a pet policy ever since, so I hadn't been able to take Boone out with me. And that still holds true today. D-Man says he likes the music. Let's play some more. Come alive. Here we go. Use a giant strap to tie 4 egg carts together and they won't tip over when loading. This is Slim. Guess you didn't know my name. I didn't know your name, Slim. You told me, Slim, and you had never told me anything, and I haven't checked your commercial driver's license. So Slim is Bruce Taylor. So now I can say Bruce, Slim. Okay, Slim Bruce. Well, that's good stuff. How's little Curtis doing? Is he getting? I guess he's getting homeschooled like all the other kids, not able to go to school. Pour over coffee. Good method. Okay, this is the last comment. Then we'll get to some of my talking points. You can pick up the egg carts 2 sideways on sideways pallets, and they won't tip over with the pallet jack holding it all together. Yeah, I've been learning on, but my last probably, I don't know, 6 loads or so, I haven't had any eggs. And it's funny. Like, as soon as I get my sheet, I say, all right, how many pallets is in it? And the first thing I go to is, do I have eggs? And if I don't, I'm like, yay. All right. Okay, 4th week in Indiana. I've already mentioned that. The grass is growing and the plants are dying back home. I've already mentioned that. And Misty, she was in the hospital for something a year or so ago. And I stopped at this, I don't know if you call it a plant shop, but it was this little store on the way to where she used to live that sells plants. And I walked in and there was this one, it was a cool pot, and it was just a gorgeous, healthy looking little happy plant. I have no idea what it's called, and I can't really show it to you right now while I'm doing a live video. But she loves that thing, and she's been taking such good care of it, and she's going to come home, and it's going to be dead. Man. Let's see. New type of truck and grocery store deliveries. We've talked about that. Variables in store and loads. Hell, we ain't going to talk about that now. But the good news is I'm doing a reset right now, right? Because I've only got 3 hours left on my clock. But I'm going to go into the warehouse here in a little bit, And I've gotten the green light where I can make a video inside the warehouse that's going to show some of the loading process. And I'm expecting it to be a really cool video. Of course, there's going to be some music on it. There's going to be some zipping around on pallet jacks. We'll be talking about the dimensions of pallets and the dimensions of trailers, loading them, load securement, that kind of stuff. Hopefully, it won't be too long of a video and you guys will enjoy it. But I would expect by tomorrow anyway, that should be up on the channel. So if you're not subscribed, which you probably are if you're watching me live, and set up the notifications. But like YouTube, I don't know why they'll unsubscribe you to some channels. They will, and the notifications will turn off. But the way you check that is just make sure you're subscribed on the home page. I don't know if it's a home page or whatever, but once you hit that, you'll see the bell, and then there's notifications. I don't know. There's something besides all. I can't. But you want to hit all on that. Let's see. Misty's in Connecticut. My best friend and my roommate. We've talked about that. The coronavirus effects it's having on society. Um, Talked about making a video on the Aldi account. Talked about boons with Mama and Aldi groceries. I think I probably hit all my points. And we are, 20 minutes into this video. So we're not going to let this go on much longer. Anybody got any kind of questions or comments or anything before we wrap this up? While we wait, we'll play some music. Tommy Creamer's asking how things are. I'm kind of in a small little. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm wanting to say bucket, but that don't seem like the right word. But I don't do much. I come to this hotel room. I go to the warehouse. I see the people there. I load my trailer. It's usually on average 2 stores a day. I have gotten 3. I've heard of people getting 4. They're all over Indiana, Indianapolis and surrounding areas. I do go to the edge of Kentucky. I've been to Louisville a few times, or Louisville. Been to Lexington, Kentucky a few times. Nothing more than 200 miles away have I been to so far. And then I go back to the warehouse and I come here. I've been to Walmart a few times. I went to Kroger the other day, but I'm going to Aldi today, and I'm looking forward to that. Aldi, you get more quality food for your money there. It's a whole different setup. Like I don't have like in my Chevy back home, which my Chevy has been sitting at the terminal for a month now, just sitting there. I'm not driving the Chevy. I miss it. I miss my Chevy and Boone. Um, But I have my grocery bag, the like reusable grocery bags cost at Aldi. They don't have grocery bags, little plastic bags. And I don't know the exact number, but they save a lot of money by not doing bags. But I don't know, I've got a few like Walmart bags, plastic bags. I guess I'll take those. Otherwise, you just have to hold all that stuff in your hand at Aldi's. And they've got the funny thing with the grocery start. You got to have grocery cart. You got to have a quarter to get one, and then you get a quarter back when you return it, which is a little different. Let's see. What about Amelia company is good, or you haven't heard from that? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't even know how to say that company. And no, I have not heard them. Thank you, Tank and Trucker. Wish you could make more videos. They're awesome. Well, I appreciate it, D-Man. Now, is this the D-Man that is an owner-operator with GMP that trained with me when he came back into trucking? Those are some cool videos with Demetrius Manning is his name, but I'm not the only one that calls him D-Man. But every time, I know this D-Man comments a lot, and I wonder, is that D-Man? I think you're somebody else. Probably more than one D-Man in the world. Let's see, Debbie Richmond, you need a haircut. Your hair is in your eyes. Well, if there was barbershops open, maybe I would go get a little trim. That's been over a month since I've had a hair trim. The beard, look at this thing. Hold on a sec. And this is like the neat version of what I've got going on. But if I brush this thing out, Look what this beard is. Can y'all tell the difference? That's a bushy beard, isn't it? Yes, it is. I don't really like it that way. That looks like that guy Marty back at GMP. His beard's all bushed out. Uh, Come to California, cut hair. So you can get haircuts in California. I think here in Indiana and back in the Carolinas, barbershops are closed now, and they're telling barbers and beauticians that if I don't know if they do them at home, they'll lose their license. I've heard things because a lot of the ladies are freaking out, needing to get their hair did and their nails done. You know, they change it where they could be like one customer in there at a time. When I did get my haircut, which I didn't really show a video of the haircut, but there was one. I think Trucking Ready is the name of that video. Which, speaking of that video, it's actually on the channel twice. Weirdest thing, at 3.5 minutes, like I'm getting ready to go into my barber shop, and I do this thing, with the before and the after, which you really can't tell much of a difference except my hair's not hanging in my mouth. The video stopped. Did anybody watch the first 3.5 minutes of it, and then it went black, and then you moved on with your life? Well, I re-uploaded it to show the rest of the video, which I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool video. But maybe, but I will start making videos on a regular basis on more than just my channel, which is what I really want to do. I love this stuff. I was a media director for GMP prior to, GMP getting bought out in NFI in this transition period. So I've just been, trucking like anybody else ever since that happened. But maybe there may be a future to make some high quality video content, training content for the company, internal stuff, and then some public stuff too. It would be a great idea. Like I don't know. I ain't gonna sit here and toot my own horn or anything like that because I have definitely made some duds in my day video wise, but I don't know. I think it can make a big difference because in trucking, it's amazing how many ways a driver can do things wrong, whether it's from a safety standpoint or an efficiency standpoint or maintaining their mental health standpoint. Like me, the first few days with those egg crates, because you don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't. Nobody does. But once someone knows the way to do things and the reason and the benefits to doing it a certain way, well, a switch can flip, a light bulb goes off. And I believe through video content that's accessible for drivers that it will increase driver retention. A driver will be more successful and stay longer, which will decrease all the turnover. Turnover happens in every industry with every company, but decrease it or improve retention, which would, I don't know. I figured save a lot of money. When I was doing the thing with GMP, apparently a company spends over $5,000 in the hiring of a new driver. I guess getting them to orientation, training pay, orientation pay. There's some factors I'm not fully aware of, but I don't know, if you hire a driver and they stay for 10 years, that's better than one that stays for 2 weeks and then you got to hire another. You know what I mean? And that keeps happening over and over. And I don't know, when you've got solid drivers that's in the know and that's efficient, it seems like we'll be able to do a better job for our customers and our clients and get more customers and more accounts and more clients and things like that. We all just win. And other companies won't win as much, but everybody's going to get theirs. D-Man says that would be cool. That's right. Always try to do better. I'm getting out of dispatching and going to get back into trucking. All right. a lot of truckers spend time as a dispatcher, and then some go back to trucking, which I don't know. People or drivers that go into other parts of our industry probably are better at it because they understand the driver's side of it. I could see where a dispatcher with truck driving experience could could relate more and understand what the drivers are going through more so than, I don't know, somebody that has just always been behind the desk. But plenty of them do an excellent job too. When you gonna be an owner op? I don't know. I may never be an owner op. If I can get a career going more in video creation, I'm going that route. But if that doesn't work out, there's always owner op on the back burner. I like the aspect of being in control, owner op. I definitely like the aspect of being able to take my dog with me or, another person and not have to get, somebody's permission or them tell me no on that and the possibility of higher income. But then there's parts of it that make me nervous too. So I don't know if I will or not. It's a good question. I think I'm caught up on the comments. We're over 30 minutes, so let me wrap this up. I don't want to have an extremely long video, but let's end with a little more music. This is called You Want Me by Jason Derulo. Get up next to you. That is a cool song. But set up notifications if you hadn't, because there will be a video coming soon from inside the warehouse showing the loading process. I'm expecting it to be awesome. But everyone, be safe out there. Keep on trucking. We'll see you in the next video.